ऑलराइट, तो दोस्तों वेलकम ऑल ऑफ यू टू आज का सवाल। आज का सवाल होने वाला है काफी काफी इंटरेस्टिंग बिकॉज आज हम बात करने वाले हैं एक ब्यूटीफुल स्केड्यूलिंग पजल विच इज बेस्ड ऑन मर्डर मिस्ट्री। तो एक बहुत ही अमेजिंग मर्डर मिस्ट्री को सुलझाएंगे, कुछ इंटरेस्टिंग एलिमेंट्स, कुछ इंटरेस्टिंग बातें करेंगे एंड वी आर गोइंग टू हैव अ लॉट ऑफ फन विथ वन वेरी अमेजिंग सेट विच वी आर गोइंग टू सॉल्व। चलिए शुरू करते हैं। दौड़ाइए दिमाग और बताइए कि आप सॉल्व कर सकते हैं इस अमेजिंग मिस्ट्री पजल को। लेट्स स्टार्ट वेरी क्विकली। लेट मी शो यू द प्लॉट। सो देयर इज अ मर्डर मिस्ट्री प्लॉट। इंटरेस्टिंग प्लॉट है, इसको ध्यान से पढ़िएगा। लेट मी क्विकली शो यू द क्वेश्चंस फर्स्ट, ताकि आप इसको पॉज करके सॉल्व करें और मुझे कमेंट में जरूर बताइए कि आंसर क्या है। तो लेट मी क्विकली आपको मैं क्वेश्चंस दिखा देता हूं। एज इन कैट 4 क्वेश्चंस आपको यहाँ पे देखने को मिलेंगे। कैट 2024 के लिए जितने भी लोग प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं, आई एम होपिंग कि आपने चैनल को ऑलरेडी सब्सक्राइब किया होगा। इफ यू नॉट, डू मेक श्योर दैट यू सब्सक्राइब टू द चैनल एंड जुड़े रहिए कैट 24 प्रिपरेशन के लिए एंड तक हमारे साथ, जहां हम सॉल्व करेंगे कुछ बहुत ही अमेजिंग पजल्स, कॉन्सेप्ट्स, क्वेश्चंस। बहुत ही मजे करेंगे इस सीजन के अंदर। चलिए, तो क्विकली क्विकली आई एम होपिंग कि सब लोगों ने क्वेश्चंस देखे होंगे। एक बार इसको सॉल्व करो खुद से और फिर मेरे साथ जुड़ जाइए और इसका सोल्यूशन भी देखिए। चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं। लेट्स क्विकली लुक एट कि क्या चल रहा है यहाँ पे। सबसे पहले Nick and Audrey are solving a murder mystery which is there, and let's see what's happening here. Okay, so there are 7 suspects who visited the crime scene on the day of the murder. On being asked about their visit to the bar on the day of the crime, that is the crime scene, following were the answers. अब आओ देखते हैं कि क्या आंसर्स हैं। तो यहाँ पे 7 लोग हैं। चार्ल्स, we have Jack Murray, then we have Juan Carlos, then we have Colonel Julenga, then we have Malcolm Quince, we have Toby Quince, we have who else? We have the Maharaja. So these are the 7 people, right? So now what we've done is we have written down their names. If you look at the question, right, they are entering and they are exiting this crime scene, correct? So what I'll do is I will try and put in entry and exit as the key variables. I've taken their names. Now I'll put entry and exit as the key elements or the key variables. So let's put entry and let's put exit. Okay, and let's try and put entry and exit in a chronological order. Let's try and put it in a order. Let's sequence that. Okay, तो उसको sequence करते हैं. Let's see. Charles says I came in first. Okay, I came in first. So the first person to come, first event is Charles coming, right? And the next 2 people to enter were Jack Murray. So Jack Murray entering was second event, and Juan Carlos entering was the third event. So 1, 2, and 3 are done. When I left the bar, Colonel Julenga and Malcolm Quince were present in the bar. So when Charles left, these two were present, which means that by the time Charles leaves, Jack Murray and Juan Carlos will also leave. So we will try and put that exit information also. Let's reserve this piece for now. Okay. Okay. Charles says Toby Quince left with me. Okay, let's reserve that also. Now, Colonel Julenga says when I entered the bar with Malcolm Quince, Charles was sitting there. There was someone else, but I was not in a position to recognize him, which effectively means that when Colonel Julenga entered, right, with Charles, there was just one person. So either one or two of your Jack Murray and Juan Carlos had left. Or if both had left, there should be one person who had entered, or either one of them had left. So something like this is cooking here, right? Let's move forward. Juan Carlos says that I went to the bar for a short while, met Charles, Jack Murray, and Toby Quench there. Okay. So Juan Carlos met Charles, Jack Murray, and Toby Quench. So Charles Jack Murray is something which I can understand, but Toby Quench also entered the scene. So that's an interesting input. That's an interesting input. And Jack Murray says that I left immediately after Juan Carlos. So what happens? Juan Carlos leaves the scene right after he meets Toby Quench. So the next person to enter should be Toby Quench. And Toby Quench entering is the event number 4. And what happens after that? After that, Juan Carlos left, right? So Juan Carlos leaving is the fifth event or the fifth element. Right now, when Juan Carlos leaves, he has met Charles, Jack Murray, and Toby Quench. So 3 people he has met as per his report. Correct? Jack Murray says that I left immediately after Juan Carlos. So therefore, 5 and 6. So 6th event is Jack Murray leaving the scene. Now, on the crime scene, there are 2 people, Carlos and Toby Quench. Carlos और Toby Quench अभी भी क्राइम सीन पे मौजूद हैं. कमाल की बात है कि जब कर्नल यूलेंगा एंड मैल्कम क्विंस एंटर करते हैं तो उन्होंने बोला है कि चार्ल्स के साथ एक और इंसान था. वो कौन था? इस इक्वेशन के हिसाब से, इस थॉट प्रोसेस के हिसाब से वो इंसान था टोबी क्विंस. मेक्स परफेक्ट सेंस. तो 6 तक इवेंट्स हो गए हैं. कर्नल यूलेंगा और मैल्कम क्विंस साथ में एंटर करते हैं. तो 7th इवेंट is Colonel Yulenga and Malcolm Quince entering the scene. So 7 is now done. Correct? So Colonel Yulenga says, when I entered, Charles was sitting with somebody else that must have been Toby Quince. Now, Toby Quince says that I met Charles, Jack Murray, Juan Carlos, Colonel Yulenga, and Malcolm Quince during my first visit to the bar. Now, if you see, he has met everybody already. I got an urgent call and I came out the bar with Charles. Came out with Charles. Now, let's see what happens. Okay. Second time he went to the bar, then Colonel Yulenga and Malcolm Quince were there. Okay. So he goes out and then he comes in again. Interesting. So then let's see what happens. Now this guy goes out. Okay. So event number 8 is Toby Quince going out. Toby Quince goes out with Charles. So number 8 is also Charles going out. So Charles is also out. But Toby Quince comes in, and when he comes in, he sees Colonel Yulenga and Malcolm Quince there, which is very interesting because right now there are 2 people, Colonel Yulenga and Malcolm Quince, who are there at the crime scene. So now if he enters here, which is event number 9, then he sees Colonel Yulenga and Malcolm Quince there. Maharaja says, I had some urgent work, so I did not sit in the bar for a long time. Colonel Yulenga and Toby Quince were the only people in the bar while I was there. So when Maharaja entered, which must have been event number 10 or 11, he saw 2 people, Colonel Yulenga and Toby Quince, which means that Malcolm Quince left before Maharaja entered. So 7, event 9 till 9 we have done. So event number 10 will be Malcolm Quince exiting the scene and then Maharaja entering. So now Maharaja entering is event number 11. And when Maharaja enters, right? When Maharaja enters, there were 2 people, Colonel Yulenga and Toby Quince. Correct? And then Maharaja leaves. So the last 2 people to leave the scene will be Colonel Yulenga and Toby Quince. Those are the 2 people who were sitting there till the end. We've cracked some interesting elements here. Let's try and see the questions. So the first question here is, who among Colonel Yulenga and Toby Quince entered the bar first? If you see, Colonel Yulenga entering was event number 7. Toby Quince entering was 4. So between the 2, obviously, Toby Quince entered first. So the first person to enter, obviously, in this case, is Toby Quince. So the answer is answer option B. Who was sitting with Charles when Colonel Yulenga entered the bar? So when Colonel entered with Malcolm Quince, Charles was sitting with Toby Quince. So that's answer option C here. I'm hoping that this part is also clear. Quickly moving forward, how many of the 7 members did Malcolm Quince meet? So Malcolm obviously met Charles. He did not meet, Jack Murray or Juan Carlos. Obviously, he met Colonel Yulenga and he met Toby Quince also. So those are the 3 people that Malcolm Quince had met. Malcolm Quince had exited before Maharaja entering. Therefore, he met 3 people, excluding himself. I'm not counting. If I count him also, then it becomes 4. But if I don't count him, the answer is answer option B, which is 3. Who were the last 2 people to leave the crime scene? The people who were sitting right till the end were Colonel Yulenga and Toby Quince. There must be something cooking. Very, very interesting. I'm hoping दोस्तों मजा आया होगा. काफी मजेदार puzzle था. If you liked this, do make sure that you like this video so that we keep creating some beautiful questions, concepts, puzzles for all of you who are preparing for CAT and OMETs this season. This is your friend, guide, help in the journey of MBA preparation, Sudhanshu, CAT 99.7. I am Lucknow, signing off for today. God bless. I'll see you all again tomorrow. God bless. Bye-bye.